Hi, I'm Grandmaster Rogers.
There will be a surprise outbreak. There is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak.
Yeah, I think the first thing people need to understand that although timetables are given, whenever you're dealing with a vaccine development, there's never a guarantee that your candidate will be both safe and effective. So there's always the big question mark. So we hope as we go along that by the end of this year or the beginning of 2021, we will at least have an answer whether the vaccine or vaccines, plural, are safe and effective. If so, and this question always gets asked, we are now working with the companies, barter by their investment, to start making doses before we even know whether it works or not. So that when we get to the winter and the early part of 2021, we will start to have a large number of doses that people will be able to use.
Some Republicans now suggest that Dr. Fauci could be personally involved in the origin of the Wuhan virus itself. You heard that right. A Republican senator says that Dr. Fauci authorized and funded risky research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Rand Paul accused America's federal agencies of funding a gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. What is gain-of-function research? We've covered it on the show before. In simple words, gain-of-function is a sort of experiment or experiments which involve genetically modifying viruses. So you create variants that are more infectious in an effort to better understand them. Dr. Fauci happens to be a leading advocate of this type of research, gain of function. He supports it. He was instrumental in reauthorizing it domestically in America after it was suspended due to safety concerns. Let me repeat that. Dr. Fauci authorized this kind of research domestically. He allowed American scientists to create more infectious versions of viruses. The Republican senator said that Dr. Fauci knew that China was conducting such experiments. Now, the name of two institutes stand out in this face-off. The first one is America's National Institute of Health, NIH. The second one is China's Wuhan Institute of Virology. Let's tell you a bit about the link between these two. Yes, the two are linked. Did the National Institute of Health in America provide funding to the Wuhan lab in China? Well, this claim is partially true. In 2014, the NIH awarded a $3.4 million grant. This was to a New York-based non-profit organization called the EcoHealth Alliance. This group conducted research on bat viruses at the Wuhan Lab of Virology, the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. EcoHealth Alliance paid the Wuhan laboratory more than $500,000 over a period of 5 years. And this was with the approval of the U.S. State Department. So yes, in a way, America did fund research at the Wuhan laboratory.
He told you. Senator Rand Paul calling out the media after newly released emails show a key Wuhan researcher thanked Dr. Fauci for downplaying the coronavirus lab leak theory. What do the 3,200 emails tell you?
Well, they tell me that early on he was very worried. You know, there's a disturbing picture. He gets an email or he gets notification of what's going on in Wuhan, and he immediately sends something to his assistant, an email saying, "We must meet immediately. Read this article." And in the subject line in the article, it says gain of function research in Wuhan. There are scientists across America who will dispute what he's saying, who says that specifically the grant and the money given to Wuhan that Dr. Fauci approved, that it was gain-of-function research. And we need to talk to these scientists in this field and hear from them about how Dr. Fauci is not being honest with the American public.
And, you know, just the tone of some of these emails, even though some of them are redacted.
So I don't think that having trust of Chinese scientists with gain-of-function research was very wise. In fact, it was so naive that we shouldn't have Dr. Fauci in a position of advising the U.S., the world, or anybody else because he's shown such poor decision-making.
We are seeing that the ability of individuals who are infected through breakthrough infections, namely vaccinated people who ultimately get infected, that they are generally without symptoms or minimally symptomatic. However, it is clear that they are capable of transmitting the infection to uninfected individuals.
It allows the virus to circulate through the community. And when it does, even if it doesn't make a particular individual ill, they may be asymptomatic, that person is still a vehicle for the spread to other people. And as long as the virus continues to spread, you give it ample opportunity to mutate. And when you give it ample opportunity to mutate, you may sooner or later get another variant. And it is possible that that variant might be in some respects worse than the already very difficult variant we're dealing with now, which is a major reason why you want to completely suppress the circulation of the virus in the community.
A huge shift in life as we have known it for the last year and change. If you are fully vaccinated, the CDC now says you can now ditch your mask outdoors and indoors. But again, that's only if you've been fully vaccinated. Dr. Anthony Fauci will join me in moments for his first interview since this new guidance came out from the CDC this afternoon. President Biden, just moments ago, celebrated the move at the White House, where staffers have already been told they can go without a mask if fully vaccinated.
It's a great milestone, a great day. It's been made possible by the extraordinary success we've had in vaccinating so many Americans so quickly. When your country asked you to get vaccinated, you did. The American people stepped up. You did what I consider to be your patriotic duty. That's how we've gotten to this day.
Let's get right to Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci, thanks for joining us. Is this a sign that the pandemic is essentially over in the U.S., or no, not yet?
No, Jake, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's essentially over. I think this is a very important step in the direction of trying to get back to some degree of normality, because this is something that everyone has had on their mind. You know, I'm vaccinated. When can I start doing things a little bit more in the normal trend? And being able to go around without a mask indoors as well as outdoors is really a big step in that direction. So I wouldn't want to declare victory prematurely, but I'm saying this is clearly a step in the direction that we want to go.
Do you think that places such as grocery stores, pharmacies, whatever, should allow vaccinated people to come in and shop without masks?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, that's really the whole point that we're talking about.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control today undid earlier advice and reimposed stricter mask-wearing guidelines around the country. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said people who are fully vaccinated should resume wearing masks indoors in regions where coronavirus infections and transmission are high. She also recommended that everyone in K through 12 schools wear a mask, whatever their vaccination status. And late today, the White House confirmed that President Biden will announce on Thursday that all federal workers and contractors must be vaccinated against COVID. Those who refuse could face regular testing and other requirements. Dr. Anthony Fauci is director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and the chief medical advisor to the president. Dr. Fauci, the CDC is saying that this is based on new science, new data, showing that even those who are vaccinated can carry the virus with them. They can be contagious. This seems to contradict what we've been told, that once you get vaccinated, you're protected.
Well, in some respects, yes, but what's changed, Judy, is the virus has changed. So when you have vaccinated people who might have a breakthrough infection, and we know now as a fact, as a scientific fact, that they can transmit the virus to an uninfected person, it's for that reason that the CDC made the change in recommendation and did just as you correctly stated, namely that if you are vaccinated, if you are in an indoor setting, you should still wear a mask.
One other thing, Dr. Fauci, President Biden saying today that he is considering requiring the entire federal workforce to be vaccinated. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think that kind of a mandate, I think we need mandates.
Tonight, President Biden back at the White House, back to wearing a mask. Just weeks after celebrating a return to mask-free life for the vaccinated.
Let this be the summer of joy and freedom.
But today, the major U-turn. The White House now ordering mask mandates inside federal buildings, even for the vaccinated, where the virus's spread is high. And President Biden tomorrow is expected to mandate all civilian federal employees be vaccinated or submit to strict COVID protocols. A dramatic reversal for the president, who was asked just months ago if he supports a vaccine mandate.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. It's like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.